What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with Me, and yes, that title is correct. It has been 10 years since I started Gaming with Me. This very channel that you're watching right now is 10 years old. Huh? I started this channel in 2013. I was 14 years old, and I had a channel previously called Raving Rabbit 203, which you could still go watch. All those videos, they're up. I started that in 2010, I believe, so I was 11 years old. So I've been doing videos for over half my life right now, which is very strange to think about. Very, very strange. But Gaming with Me was the one that actually started my more professional, more creative videos, actually working towards something. The earlier videos not so much, but I would say, as the years went by, especially the latter half of this decade, it's been a decade since I started this channel, okay, but yes, it's the latter half of it has been stuff I'm really proud of. I'd say especially starting from 2019, I would say that's when I started the back of the backlog, stuff like that, is when I really started to get what I wanted to do with YouTube. And if you don't know, every year for the past few years, and I used to do this even further away, much further before, I used to do like yearly updates that kind of like reflecting on the past videos that I did of the past year, my favorite things that I just think stuck out with me, and then goals that I have for the future, and see where we're just at right now currently. And so what better year than the 10th anniversary of the channel, the 10 years. This channel has been with me for such a long time. Like, I have such a personal connection to it because it's literally my life just there, essentially my whole life. And that's crazy to think about. It's really crazy to think about. Like I said, started 14, I'm now 24. Crazy. It's crazy to think about that. I always thought that I would continue. A lot of people just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna continue, then they stop making videos and that's it. They're never seen again. For me, I really want to just continue because I really love making videos. I do. Now this video is gonna be a long one. Probably, as always with these videos, I end up rambling about this, and it's just, hey, sit back, relax. If you want to hear me talk about just the channel and my views on it, like I said, it's just gonna be rambling on it. So let's get into it. I want to talk about, like I said, my favorite videos that I released over the past year that I think that I'm pretty proud of. Now, I'm proud of essentially all my videos, but these are the ones that I'm most proud of. The first one I would say is looking back at my Miiverse post. I always talk about Miiverse as one of my most favorite things in gaming ever. I'd definitely recommend checking out this video just because I really like looking back at my Miiverse post. It's something that's just history on myself on some type of gaming platform, which was the Wii U and 3DS during the time. And it was just nice, actually seeing that and being able to document it on footage, things that I thought was never impossible, but luckily some group of people archived every single Miiverse post pretty much. And that is just so amazing. So you're able to look back at what you wrote since the Wii U came out, which was 2012. So essentially it was when I really started the channel, right? So it was cool to see that, to see all my thoughts and stuff on different games and the really dumb stuff I would write, and then also talk about how I eventually got banned. But it's very cool. It's a part of my history and gaming history that I think is just really cool to look back on. Then we have the GWM Awards, the top 10 greatest games of 2020. This is one of my favorite videos I ever made. I absolutely love this. And sadly, this is one where man, I wish it performed so much better. And I get it could also be because of the top 10 greatest games of 2020 in the year 2022. But regardless, you have the green screen, you had this is the awards, and then the audience in the back and the clapping, and I would put myself in a suit and counting down the top 10 games in 2020 that truly are like my favorite games of that year, because I played through every game I wanted to actually play through that year. So that's why it took me so many years, and we're not even close to finishing 2021 if I'm being honest for you. So it's gonna be quite a while until I upload that next GWM Awards. But I'm having fun playing games, man. I'm having so much fun playing games. There's so many amazing games out there, and I just don't want any of them to be left behind. There's so many games that I would have left behind if I just thought, okay, well, let me only play the big blockbusters or something, you know. And there's games that just surprised me that I would have never even given it a chance, especially on that list. Hades is not my typical type of game. Yakuza, Like a Dragon, not my typical type of game that I would have played. Franchise that I never would have played. But I played them, and I absolutely adore them, and they're so high on the list. Same with stuff like Ghost Runner and any other thing that maybe I wouldn't have taken a look at if it wasn't for me just writing them down. It's like, let's actually play these games that look at least interesting to me. But the video came out so good. I absolutely adore that video. I love it, and that's why it's a more special video. It's not going to come out very often, not often at all. So it makes it more special when it does come out, and see how we could maybe one-up it next time. But it is an award show, so it's supposed to feel special, and I think I captured that pretty well. I really enjoyed it, actually using the green screen for the first time ever in a video. And I just think it came out really well. I was very, very happy with it. Super happy with it. Unfortunately, right now it's only at 50 views. It is what it is. But again, like I say, it's maybe about the year, but it can't be, because there's also a bunch of videos out there that best games of 2002, and you get thousands of views. It's just, YouTube doesn't love recommending my channel, and that's fine. It is what it is. But it's just it's tough, man, when you make a video like that you're super proud of, and it is what it is. I really enjoyed making a reacting to 90s video game commercials video, because reaction videos are always, a lot of people love watching reaction videos. So I thought that was an entertaining one to do, checking out a bunch of 90s commercials that I never saw in my life. It is kind of seeing how wacky they could get, and just seeing, like I said, documenting video game history. This channel is very much about also keeping video game history, certain portions of it, just part of my history in terms of my channel. And I would like to that's why I talk about even the most random parts of gaming history, like quotes on the back of the box. I like seeing that. I like hearing about it, and it's stuff that I think is cool to have documented. And video game commercials are super important. They can make and break games and companies. So I think just seeing what happened with the 90s commercials is very interesting, and I think a lot of people enjoyed it. I think that video actually had probably the most comments on a video in the past year. Like I say, it's one that starts a conversation, and I think that's really cool. It's really damn cool. Last year I talked about how I wanted to get back into making videos on video game pickups, which I did. I've done, I think, 3-4 of them. I originally was doing where it's like the last 20 games I picked up, the last 40 games I picked up, the last 20, and stuff like that. And I think it was fun to do. I really love watching video game pickup videos, and so I'm glad I could actually start making them again, because I used to do this years ago, like I'm talking about 2014 or something, so really early in this channel's life, which you could definitely go back to. But this one's only talking about physical games I picked up. And there's a bunch to just kind of show, and I like doing it, and it's definitely one of my better performing series so far on this channel right now. It actually gets more views than you think. The last one is kind of the outlier, didn't do too crazy, but every other one did over 100 views or whatever, that I don't really normally cross, if I'm being honest with you, at least not in the first year of a video being available. But every single one did really perform really well, and I was like, okay, cool. I thought it would depend on what it is, but I'm sure it depends also what games you have on the thumbnail and stuff like that. I actually try to do the 2 most expensive games that I pick up on the thumbnail, because it's it's a little bit more like, oh my god, he bought those games. I mean, check out what other games you got. You gotta do a little spice at the thumbnail a little bit. And so sometimes maybe the last one, it's not like I buy all expensive games. Most of them are not expensive, I'd say. They don't even reach over the $60 mark of when they first came out. For like, let's say 90% of them. But you'll occasionally get the little bit more pricier one that maybe you're like, oh wow, that's so rare. Or maybe it's not rare, but just expensive. And it's a good way to spice it up. And then I just think it's a cool. I've been doing that, the same style of of thumbnail just to keep it consistent. I think it looks pretty cool, honestly, with my face just in the background like halfway. I don't know. It's not like a professional photo, but I think it gives a little personality to me. But yeah, and you would think, okay, well, it's been a few months since the last video game pickups. Well, what I'm doing is every quarter, so the next video we're gonna upload is going to be a video game pickups, maybe a back of the backlog, but I think it's gonna be actually video game pickups. So then the next time I'll upload will be 3 months again from now. So it's like every 3 months. I've only picked up only quotation marks. Only picked up 18 games in the first quarter, so it's not like it's a ton. And I'd rather do that than I used to say, okay, well, I'll do every 20 games and I'll do it, but then you'll have times during like Christmas or something where other people give me games and then it'd be like really quick and then there'll be nothing for a while. So I'd rather just do every quarter. So if it ends up being more during the last quarter of this year, so be it. I made a video called Versing My Mom in Jenga for the Wii in 2022. Very fun. Very, very fun video. Anytime I get to include my mom in a video is always an entertaining time. Playing Jenga with her for the Wii, we were just laughing, having fun, just doing some crazy shit, and just, it was good. It was good. It was a really good video. I enjoyed it a lot, and I know people really enjoyed it a lot too. I know people do enjoy seeing my mom in a video because she's an entertaining person. She's a funny person, and I really enjoyed just doing that. Then doing the real life Jenga and faking her out, just actually knocking down the whole thing. It was good. It was funny. I really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend checking that out. Another video I really like is I bought 10 random video games from an eBay mystery box. I like those a lot. I like watching people buy like different random boxes, mystery boxes from eBay, which, you know, it's just a bunch of eBay sellers putting like 10 games in a box and just shipping it. And I wanted to do that on my own. And I think the results were interesting. There's some that I still have that I kept, but I think more than half I actually threw away because it was like pretty nasty, or I'm just never ever gonna need to touch it. But there's a few that I'm like, you know, I'll keep this because it's at least good enough to stay in my collection, like Resident Evil Revelations or that marble game or it was a pinball game, I believe, that was for the Wii. There's the hunting game for the PS2. There's Advanced Warfare for the 360. I'm like, okay, some games that I'm like, I'll keep that. I don't mind that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And it was cool for me because I really wanted there to be at least one game from the wish list. The closest is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, but it was not. I own Advanced Warfare for the Xbox One, but man, if it would have been the one before or the one after, but it would have been something. But very, very cool. Unfortunately, it did not get anything off my wish list, but it was a fun video. I think it's always entertaining to see what the actual random lot will be, and I think people enjoyed it. You know, the comments were a little more active than usual, so that was cool. There's also the video game user reviews are awful, and that's just a topic that I always wanted to talk about that I thought was really funny. I think it came out really good because there's just so many hilarious reviews that you're reading. You're like, what are they talking about? They're not even talking about this game. But they contribute to user reviews, and I've always found it funny because people always point out, oh, forget the critics. Look at these user reviews. They're great. And it's like, yeah, like 95% of video games have great user reviews. They're always so bad. It's either a 1 or a 0 or a 10. Not even a 1, a 0 or a 10. Not to say that critic reviews are something you should look up to, but it's just that user reviews are definitely not something you should be looking at if you want to purchase a game, because you're going to end up purchasing every game other than the slightest of few. But yeah, there's just a lot of very funny ones that I thought, for a comical video, and I think it did. And it's just another aspect of the gaming industry, something that just that on the side, that is a part of it that I wanted to talk about. Although it is one of the worst performing videos of this year, it is what it is. Stuff happens, right? But I will say that is one of those videos where, again, I really thought it would actually perform better because of the title and of the thumbnail. Like, that thumbnail even has an arrow with the red arrow pointing that a lot of like clickbait things that do, and I just thought like it just worked as such a clickable video title and description. But maybe because it's so, I don't know, video game user reviews are awful. Maybe just it's something that YouTube doesn't know where to recommend it to. I have no clue. I mean, legitimately, I have no clue how that works. But it's totally a video that people would watch, but it just doesn't get recommended anywhere, so it just falls. Nothing happens, you know. It's very bizarre when you think about it. Then finally, of course, I want to talk about my baby, Back at the Backlog. I have had a ton of fun this past year making all these Back at the Backlogs. The skits have been some of the most fun I've done. I got to talk about Ocarina of Time with Retro Death and my boy. We get to, you know, as if we're FaceTiming. It was cool to have one of them on for Back at the Backlog, and I thought it would just been perfect. I think it just came out really funny, just how he's like he's really disgusted by someone who has never played Ocarina of Time, and then at the end it turns out, oh, he's never played it either. But it is so good, and I really enjoy that whole thing. And of course, just being able to talk about that game now and having the experience of playing Ocarina of Time just feels very fulfilling for myself. You know, I've every year I've talked about how I've turned 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old. You know, all these numbers going up and up, and I've never played Ocarina of Time. I used to put that on Twitter a lot. I'm 18 years old, and I still haven't played Ocarina of Time. And we were like, oh, you got to play it. And I finally played it, and is a masterpiece. It's fantastic, you know, and I definitely recommend checking out that video. Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles was one of the longest and toughest things to do, just because it was like an action scene between me and my sister. My sister's a zombie, and I really love how it came out. Like, you can laugh at it, haha, oh, it's so funny, but then once you actually get to the point where I'm just absolutely annihilating her body, the cut between me and her back and forth of her body just limping, and the way it's shot, I really feel like you watch it and it becomes like serious, and I genuinely like, I love it. I think it captures that emotion where I remember watching my family they're you know, it's funny, you know, it's, oh my god, it's hilarious, you know, especially, you know, knowing my sister, but then the kind of like quietness of when it gets like that, and it's like, oh shit, this is actually pretty intense, and I think it came out so well. I think it came out so well done. I was really happy with how it came out. And you know, it's a series that I get to really experiment my film side of things, and I really enjoyed the hell out of doing that one. Then it's so good, just having the blood all over and really trying to get nitty gritty with it. It was pretty entertaining, I gotta say. Doing a lot of one-shot stuff it was fun. Definitely recommend that one. Similar thing with Okami, you know, having my sister actually be on camera and talking is something that's never happened before. So it was a first time thing, and I think she did a really good job at it. You know, she's not an actor or anything. She doesn't want to be, but I think she did a good job. I think she was entertaining with the script that I gave her, that some of the crazy lines that I gave her. And I thought it was really fun. Then continuing with Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles, having my sister come back as that zombie and just talking to her, but in a much more comical sense. And the difference between tone of the Dark Side Chronicles and Umbrella Chronicles is so good, and I love that so much. And she also did such a great job. And I just got like the best sister, you know, able to really just have fun with it. You know, it's like, hey, you want to do this? She doesn't do anything in the realm of that in her life, but she's like, all right, so, you know, where's all this shit? And it puts like fake blood on, just goes and has fun with it, and it's such a great time. For Mass Effect, I really enjoyed having the green screen and wearing bought the jacket that for like I was if I'm Shepard, and it just so damn fun to do that, and I think that came out really well done too. It just came out very funny, but it was cool because I had to go in the game and create a shot within the game that I could use for footage in real life. It was just something very different that I haven't done before, that just came out really cool, I think, and very funny. Having Drucker come back, they'll be like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Oh, because you don't talk to women. You know, talk about how I don't talk to women. What do you mean? I could get women. And just especially that ending, the last one, just came out very funny. The bickering back and forth that I thought was very good. And then also the latest one, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. I really liked having a different character with Remy in it, and then just the whole little effect of having Remy bounce off and land on my shoulder, doing that all on myself, like have it being off screen and then just kind of like putting it on my shoulder. I think it just came out really cool, and having just a different character in the show just added a little bit of nice variety and spice. I thought was funny. And as for all of these episodes, I really love the writing, of all of the reviews that I've done. I feel like I'm always constantly improving in some minor way, to really flesh out how I talk about a game. This is all me documenting so many different games for so many different years, and having it on there is like my journal, for years to come. Unfortunately, though, this year, and it was bound to happen, I just didn't think it was going to be this soon, I really fell off in the consistency side of Back of the Backlog. It all started with San Andreas, because Grand Theft Auto San Andreas turned out to be way longer than I thought it was. And unfortunately, I just delayed it by like a month or two, and then some other games happen to be that. And now, if we're being honest with ourselves, we're technically like 4 months behind or something like that. Or now they're 4 months behind before, or no, I guess it'd be 2 games behind. 2 or 3 games behind, but I'm sorry. I knew that was gonna happen. I'll be able to catch up again because of the shorter length of Klonoa, and maybe some other games in the future that I'll be able to kind of get out episodes sooner. So the next few months may have 2 backlogs in 1 month instead of 1, which is cool, but unfortunate because I really like the whole at the end of the month you always get one. But it is what it is. It is what it is. As long as I have them out, I'll get them out. But it's not like I'm not making videos, not like I'm not actually writing the scripts. The Klonoa script is done. I've beaten Klonoa. I've finished Klonoa. I'm working on the next episode after Klonoa already. It's getting there. So it'll be this video uploaded. The next one is the pickups video, and then it'll probably be Klonoa, Back of the Backlog. It may even be the next video is Klonoa, Back of the Backlog. I'm not exactly sure. But I've been loving making them. I love playing these older games, and I love sharing my thoughts on these older games. I love writing, pages and pages of so many different game experiences I've had to share with you and everyone else in the world. It's just very, very cool. It's still that series that I feel people would love to come to check out every month. It's so consistent in the amount of views it gets, which is not a lot, but it's just unfortunate. This is the series that I feel could get the hundreds of thousands of views that people would come every month and check out a video of. It's just I need help from YouTube. You know what I mean? I need help from YouTube to push it to the different inbox impressions recommendations. But that's just not happening. It's so unfortunate, but it is what it is. This year, in terms of just things of the channel, I actually stopped streaming altogether. I'll probably return one day, I suppose, but man, I did it for a few years very consistently, like too consistently, to the point where I think I just got burnt out on streaming. I really did. I like the idea of doing the whole Animal Crossing thing, but then Wild World, I just fell off for a few weeks, and then it just was like, all right, I fell off entirely. And that's one that sucks, because we would have been doing City Folk right now, like the whole year's worth of City Folk, and I really would have liked that. And maybe one of these days I'll return to it. You got a whole life ahead of you, right? But man, I really like having that whole year's worth of Animal Crossing on GameCube. Was a lot of fun, and so it was cool to have that out there, and it's there. You could see a whole year's worth of my experience with Animal Crossing GameCube. I really want to do that again. I want to get back into that. I don't know if we will. Maybe next year I'll start January 1st, but I have to do Wild World. I have to get back into Wild World. I don't know. I do want to return to streaming. It just now, in terms of my personal life, there's more stuff that I gotta do, and I'm like, wow, I don't think I have time to stream if I want to still upload videos more consistently again. And I just don't think it's gonna happen. Not anytime soon. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I'm not ruling streaming off for forever, because again, we got a long life ahead of us. So I would like to get back into streaming, but we'll see. And in terms of uploads, I haven't been consistent in terms of uploads. I'm looking at the schedule right now. We had 3 uploads in January, 1 upload in December, 2 uploads in February, 1 upload in March, and then we'll probably have 3 in April. And that's really because of the back of the backlog. Like the last, I'm like, I don't want to upload anything if it's not this next back of the backlog. So I kind of just stopped for a month, and then I uploaded that Kingdom Hearts one. It's probably not the greatest idea to do, but it's it's more of my baby. I like doing the backlog the most. But the other ones I've done were like video game pickups and the Nintendo Direct reaction and unboxings, which are usually the higher viewed ones. Same thing with my most anticipated games of the year. Those are usually the higher viewed ones. So even if I were to upload something that other thing that maybe people wouldn't have watched it, but it's not about the views, just having the content out weekly. I've come to face the fact that I'm not going to be always 100% on uploading weekly. It's just not going to happen. But at least I don't want to be that person that's gone for like 3 months, 4 months, a year, like I did like in 2018. So that's why I still upload. It's like 2 to 3 times a month, which is almost weekly, but it's like bi-weekly. I guess it's like every other week. It's just gonna depend on the timing. Like this month for sure, it'll probably pretty much be weekly. Like this week, next week, the week after, and probably some of the week after that. So it'll end up being weekly this month. But I don't know. I just been enjoying uploading videos. I've been enjoying doing this stuff. It's been a wild ride. I think it's been 10 years. I know, like, I want it to grow even more, but if I were to look at, I'll tell you right now, actually, let's see. The past 365 days, I gained no subscribers. In fact, I lost 20 subscribers. That's my channel, man. That's been my channel for years. It grew during like when I started streaming type of area, but it's like a fake growth. It grew and then people didn't watch the videos, and in turn it didn't help the channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're growing because of the streams, but it's only for specific streams, and then not the other streams, and then maybe not the videos. So it was so segmented in terms of what people were watching that it never helped to grow the channel. It's very interesting. As for the future with this channel, I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. I've come to that point. Where it's just like, hopefully one of these videos do something. Hopefully one of these videos, YouTube's like, you know what? Let's recommend this, man. And it is what it is. I truly believe, and I know deep down inside, there's so many YouTube videos that I watched and I'm like, man, my videos could easily do these type of numbers, 100%. All it needs to have are the views. It has to have the eyes. And if people watched it, people would enjoy it. That's it. I know it is, but it's like, how do you get it out there, right? How do you get it out there? I can't do much. I really can't do much. You know what I mean? I can't. Unfortunately, it's really up to YouTube, it seems like. Okay, see what YouTube can do. Hey YouTube, you wanna help me out? You wanna help me out here? And it really does hurt me to my core. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like there's, with the backlogs, you get the Game Awards or the GWM Awards, the ones with a mom in it, the pickups, your reaction the reaction videos, the unboxings, the different one-off video ideas that I do. It could culminate into a channel that people would totally watch, but they just don't see it in their feed. They don't see it in their recommendations. They don't see it in the sidebar. What are you gonna do? I can't do anything about it, and I've come to terms with that. And so I'm just gonna continue to do what I do, enjoy what I do, have fun with it, and slowly grow. Hopefully, will this year be a net positive? Will I gain subs this time? Probably not, but we'll see. It's a tragic tale. But this is where we start to grow. 10 years in, this is where we're gonna grow. And it could be Could be next year, could be 10 years from now, it could be another 35 years from now. It could be 100 years from now, I'm dead, and then the channel starts growing. That's a real sad truth. that's the crazy part. But to not end it on a sad note, thank you. Thank you to anyone that watches any of these videos. I appreciate it a ton. Like I said, this is my life's work essentially, right? Just laid out here on this channel. I love doing what I do here. I have so much fun with it. I love seeing the end product. I like seeing what it is. And this, mixed with the music that I release and everything, I always say that hopefully it could culminate into something, you know? One helps the other, helps the other, helps the other. I really should get back into movie reviews. I said that last year. And I actually did for like a couple of videos. I had this idea of doing Classically Trained, which is a bunch of classic movies, and I'd watch them and just talk about them. I'm going to try to get back into that this year. Odds are I won't consistently, because movie reviews are so low on the priority list. But I would like to get back into that. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for real. 10 years is such a long time, and if you've been around for 10 years, there's one person I know that has been around for 10 years, and they'll comment here and there, and it's always mind-blowing. Thank you so much. See you all next time. Like I said, next video will be either a pickup video or it'll be a Klonoa back of the backlog. And I'll see you next time. Next year will be 11 years. Eventually it's going to be half my life. We're getting very close to that. This video has gone on for way too long. Just me just rambling. Sad, depressing thoughts. But also happy thoughts for the future. At the end of the day, it's videos that are going to entertain the people who do watch it. And again, I enjoy seeing the comments and everything. People that do enjoy it, thank you. And I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Have a good night. Go watch some videos. Listen to Stand in the Room by Trevor, aka myself. And maybe subscribe to that movie channel, because one of these days I'll upload something on there. Maybe the Super Mario Brothers movie, probably not. Bye bye. Have a good night. Peace. Shouldn't be dragged up to you. They wanna share me some love. Fucked up when I was just young. They be asking why the distance, why no visiting. But they don't look in the mirror when they be questioning. What if I could rewrite